Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Pop-In that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fuck. J-Dub looking like a tall packet of mayo. Don't ever disrespect me like that.
Don't ever disrespect me looking like somebody steals catalytic converters.
Don't ever disrespect me like some white Irish kid who's acting like he's Italian.
Don't ever disrespect me with your hillbilly South Philly attitude.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Lyn Dub, Justin Richardson, Schwap Game, Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, Bern Podcasy, Bern Podcasy, and the madman Sean Day. You can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this mother going. Lyn Dub, how we living, baby?
Answers and Benzes. Doing good.
Very nice. Glad to hear. Lasmeeshma, how we doing, my man?
I'm good, man.
Good. Great.
Very good.
Man. Wonderful. Nice. Benoit Podcasy. How's life going, brother?
It's good, man. I'm ready to roll tonight.
Love it. Very good. Glad to have you. Nice. Sean Douglas Day, how we doing, my man?
Good. Walking to my truck right now. My kid just took a dump. God damn it.
Very nice. Very nice. Schwap Game, what's life like, my man?
Not the best, but better than most. You heard me?
Nice. Well, speaking of kids taking shits, this is the Work Perspectives Podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right, so let's talk about it. This week on the show, we aired the one and only Mike Podcasy, Mike Podcasy episode. Honestly, really good shit. I got a bunch of compliments on this episode. This one was just a blast to talk about and just to have him on. Love that it was middle brothers only. We didn't get any of that older brother bullshit that we usually have to deal with.
Sissies.
Yeah. Really, really like this episode. It was a lot of fun. Mike's just a fucking blast, dude. J-Dub, I know we recorded it together, but what did you think of this week's show?
I enjoyed it very much. I think he might be one of my top 2 favorite podcasts. How many are there?
Wow.
Just 3.
Okay.
Just 3.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
So you're leaving somebody up. All right, Noah's Ark. Who you cutting? Noah's Ark.
Has the other one been on the show? The third?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike was last. Mentioned that during the episode.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Welcome to
He was-
CTE.
He was like Pulaski. God, he was like episode 8, maybe something along those lines. He was like, I think we aired his episode March of 2021.
Another Celtics fan, but a very enjoyable personality.
Yeah.
He's quite fun.
Yeah. Really liked it. Yeah. Nice. Lasmeeshma, what were your thoughts on this week's episode?
This is very interesting. I, got some insight on what it would be like to grow up. It sounds like in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like he graduated with 62 people, right?
Yeah,
That's what he
yeah,
said. 62 kids.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
We had that in one class.
bro.
The dads up there are like something else too, man. The one was like the one broke down on him, dude. All I could see was, have you ever heard like Gil from The Simpsons? Like, you gotta help old Gil out.
Gil.
That's the dad
Gil.
when he was telling him he didn't want to play anymore. That's who I saw on the other end of the phone.
Yeah.
Old Gil.
Coach Yank. Yeah, where he's calling Coach
That's
Yank.
funny.
Like, I just pictured him like tie all loose and like his, you know what I mean, still his work shirt on.
Dude,
And
He'd be-
Wolf's knocking at
he
old
would be,
Gil's door.
He'd be very happy that you made a Simpsons association with that because he's a monster Simpsons fan.
Hell
When we
yeah.
just got married, we had a little silhouette like painting that she painted, and it was like, hey, everybody, we're gonna use this as like your weddings. Just sign in and send us a message or whatever. And the message from Mike was, "See you in the car, Millhouse," which is one of the funniest Simpsons lines of all time that he writes.
See you in the car.
Yeah, see you in the car, Millhouse.
Dude, I love too, like,
Respect.
we were churching up that he was class president, prom king, homecoming king, and all this shit. But when you're in your class of 62 people, it's like, who the fuck are those people that aren't that? You know what I mean? Like, what is, we all heard his story. What's the competition like that this fucking guy is winning prom king? I don't care if it's 20 people. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy too? It's a good indication of how like enrollment in Catholic schools just dove. Now, I went to the same school. I didn't have a big class, but I think we like double. It was like 124 kids, and then 4 years later, he was graduating at 62.
Oh, wow.
And I think Pulaski only had like 17 dudes in his whole class,
Oh, wow.
which is
My
just
God.
like out of like 50 kids. So the ratio was good. You know, like your odds were good, but also your sports teams were going to suck.
Yeah.
Sure will.
Everyone's a starter.
Unless you have some weird dynamic where like a SEAL or Ranger team decided to, all the guys who were on that team decided to go to this small town and all of them had nasty athlete kids with crazy shit. Then you get that weird.
Well,
Then you send them to Valley West so they can get a scholarship to go to something college.
You're right. You're right, Bern. I go through that.
That's kind of what
then
happened.
They go to the private school.
The kind of thing that happened though is when he talked about it, the one basketball coach came in and told like everyone to fuck off. They did like no cuts before. He's like, we're going to cut people and we're not just going to play the seniors. We're playing the best players. And then they ended up winning 2 state championships. So it's like, come on, so yeah, but either way. So nice. Yeah. Anything else, Lasmeesh?
Yeah, the dads and the parents that were bitching when he
the baseball
intentionally
game.
walked the
Oh
kid.
my God. That was great.
Yeah, like any sane parent would like when that happened would be like, fucking great job. Like, you're so much better than them that they're all fucking scared of you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you would tell your kid.
Yeah.
Walking a kid and he
Instead he's
cries.
fucking crying. Yeah. If they were walking my kid at 12, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
If my kid hit 3 fucking home runs in one game, I'd be like, yeah, all right, we can walk him. I mean,
I'd be standing on the mound giving the other parents to suck it.
Yeah. Dude, I would be fucking loving it. I would fucking love it. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can cheer. I would be yelling like, they're scared. You know.
You're right.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like you got to respect the move. You know what I mean?
agree.
So,
Strategic move.
Yeah, they're still
move.
trying to win. What's he supposed to do?
Of course.
Not try to
Of course.
win.
It's a fucking championship.
Yeah.
You know
the
what I'm saying?
dude who was the coach, Bill Scott, right? Kev Scott's dad.
Shout out.
Bill Scott is a like child psychologist, I think. And
so he gets it.
but I used to play pickup hoops with him, and like we used to play like in the old man game. And like when he gets furious, he'll be like, "Oh, jeepers cats, guys!" Like he's such a nice guy. So it's such a funny thing to think about all these like parents just hurling insults at him.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I see where you're coming from, but
Yeah.
I had to make the best baseball decision. And
Gosh darn, that was rude.
Yeah.
And like, have none of them watched a baseball game before?
Yeah.
Like, this is some unheard of strategy that
Yeah.
you walk a kid that fucking hit 3 home runs already.
Liam, you're real close to it. You're about to see the nonsense that goes on when your kids get old enough to be really competitive in weird youth competitive sports. The parents get fucking. You're gonna have to cut this. Ready? They get retarded. Real retarded. All right, we're gonna cut that right. So ready? 3, 2, 1. They're gonna get real stupid and act absolutely irrational and think it gets wild. It gets better and better. I enjoy it at this point.
I'll tell you, they say the worst thing I've always heard the worst thing about coaching kids is the parents, but in my experience, I've only ever coached kids in boxing. So parents really can't fucking say anything.
It's a one-on-one.
Like, unless you're fucking, how many belts you want? Oh, so shut the fuck up. Yeah. So
hey, why isn't my kid fighting Floyd Mayweather?
Like, well, you want to have a kid? That's why. If you want him to be alive. But no, yeah, dude, I'm with you. I loved it, man. Really, really, that was a great part. So nice. Sean Douglas Day. We had a great chat this morning, circa 1:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, he was late on it today because I seen like 4 o'clock swing through. This bull late to the date.
Let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. Let's do about it. So, as you guys are fully aware, I put Jocko Willenick to shame every morning. But
hold on. In context, you put him to shame at the time you post some dumbass photo.
Sure. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And you do.
Obviously.
With that, I agree.
Obviously, yeah. But I was still up earlier than him. But what had happened was John called me at 1:48 a.m. this morning, and we talked, dude. We talked for over 40 minutes. You know what I mean? We were just bullshitting, talking ideas about the show. Eventually, you had to hang up. I was like, I got to sleep a little bit more before I wake up, right? So
now you just let go of the flex on Jocko, but I hear you.
Well, it was 2:30, right? So I was like, all right, I'll just lay down for a little bit. And then I slept through the alarm and woke up at 4:20. And I was like, yeah, I woke up a little earlier, but I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot to fucking screenshot.
You woke up at 4:20, should have blazed the L.
Yeah.
It was a magical moment.
Send it to him. But it was my fault, not Sean's. I should have stayed awake and not been a pussy and went back to fucking sleep.
Yeah, well, when Jocko has a stroke in the next 2 years, you're gonna be like, it's dumb getting fucking up. Because, like, dude, there's real science behind that. Like, if you don't get enough sleep, you're gonna get a fucking stroke.
Ooh.
Right.
And then you combine that with like CTE, which you already probably have.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't get the whole getting up early. I mean, it's more about like just getting shit done. Like,
yes,
what time you get up? I mean, because like they do have all kinds of studies that say like, if you work more than 40, 50, 60 hours, your work output actually becomes less in the course of a week. So it's actually better to work 40 hours for 70. So I mean, I don't get him getting up and like doing all that shit.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like, it's sort of irrelevant when you get up. It's like how many hours of sleep are you actually getting?
Yeah.
Like that's
if he goes to bed at 8, you know what I mean, or whatever.
He's getting to bed at 6:30 p.m.
Yeah. If he's pulling the Amish farmer fucking cycle, then it's like, all right. But yeah, you're right, dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There are some days where it's like I fucking have to take a nap in the middle of the day because I'm so fucking tired. But hey, it's a commitment, and it's gonna pay off.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. How do you feel about kids boxing? Because I like what I know about CTE. My kids are gonna like do Muay Thai and boxing, but like they're gonna hit pads. Like that's it. Like,
yes, agree.
They're not sparring. They're not sparring each other. Like I'll do hard pad rounds, but do you like kids actually box?
Yeah. So yeah, it's controlled though, and it's like the big thing I always found that you have to be careful with, and this is something that I'd happened to me personally. It's like I've always been big for my age, so even when I was younger, like when I was 6 years old, my dad, for my birthday, my dad got me like the full boxing set, right? Like 2 sets of 16-ounce gloves, headgear, mouthpieces, everything, right? And so at Boy Scout meetings, we would have boxing, like he would set like a circle up and all the kids would box each other, right? And like, dude, the dads were like fucking with it. You know what I mean? Like all the dads, they're like ex-military, like, fuck yeah, we're going to make a circle in the front yard and these kids are just going to fucking do it, right? So I would say this, kids that are similar in size, and if you have all the padding and, no head issues, usually it's okay because kids really can't hit that fucking hard. But when it's an age difference
I agree with you.
2 years.
Stop.
Dude,
Any kid under 21 should never spar. You don't need your fucking bell when your brain.
Dude, if you're a 21-year-old being hit by a 21-year-old is a lot worse than a 12-year-old being hit by a 12-year-old.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I used to train at D-Throne, and D-Throne's known for like wrestling and MMA, but they have a phenomenal boxing program, and these kids literally go to like the Olympics every single year.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, I saw 7-year-old kids that can punch harder, like have better form.
I agree.
Than anyone.
I agree.
These
Sean.
kids, and they would be there every day just banging it out, and I would sit there and cringe. I'm like, I honestly, I think it's like what we know about CTE. I think it's child abuse to let kids.
I agree.
Dude,
I
it's
agree.
cockfighting for kids.
I agree.
Like, I mean,
You
jujitsu.
shouldn't even. I smoke a ton of weed. You shouldn't even smoke weed before you're 21 years old,
No.
like heavily, because your brain. Again, I did because I'm an asshole, but your brain's developing 100%. Yeah. There's no need for concussions.
I would say it's depending, right? Like the kids you're talking about, Sean. I've seen those kids, and you're right. Those kids are fucking good.
Scary.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they're hitting hard, they're moving, they're counterpunching, they're legit doing it. But then there's also those fucking dumb kids that are just throwing haymakers and being dumb.
I agree with that, Matt.
And if they have, dude, if you have 16-ounce gloves, right?
But jabs are worse. Like
they are.
It's like they find out like that repeated. Like they actually say it's better to get like one big gigantic hit and get knocked out.
Right. I agree. I know.
Mild trauma.
Right.
So, like,
Yeah.
dude, a good jab over and over again is gonna cause CTE.
I think
my kids are not boxing or any of that stuff.
UFC guys probably have less CTE, they think, because the ref stops
not
and you're fucked up.
It's not repetitive.
In boxing, they stand you up after you got knocked the fuck out and give you 10 seconds to try to walk straight and then let you get punched again. It's fucking bizarre.
Dude,
so
I've been
bizarre.
there. I've been there.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, not a good spot to be. Yeah, not a good spot to be, yo.
The only time.
It only took him 9 seconds to lock his knees and stand up. He's fine. He's fine. It took him 9.
Steve, have you seen Lethway?
Yes.
Have you guys seen Lethway before?
Yes.
Dude, Matt, have you seen Lethway?
No. What is Lethway?
Dude, it's boxing, but there's headbutts. You can't go down the ground.
Is this in Senegal they do it? Is that in Senegal? Is that where this thing is?
And I don't know if it's Senegal. It's on the border of Thailand.
Okay.
It's Thailand. Okay. Yeah, not Africa. Yeah,
but dude, it's insane. Like they allow headbutts. The ref doesn't stop it at all. And like the only way you can win is knock someone out. There's no so if you don't knock the other guy out, you don't win. It's just a draw. And so you can get knocked out cold, and they give you 2 minutes to wake back up, and you can decide to fight back again. Dude, it is the craziest fucking sport.
And with
ever.
It's bare knuckle,
there's wrist. It's not bare knuckle. They have their wrist or
wraps. But that's even fucking
but
worse.
That's worse.
I would rather get hit with a bare fist.
Punch harder.
If you
It's
know,
not
you
bare
know.
knuckle. Dude,
If you know.
bare knuckles, dude. If bare knuckles is bare knuckles, it means you don't wrap your wrist because you can punch way harder. Dude, if you don't believe me, just go try it punching a bag.
Yep.
Super hard.
And then wrap it up.
That's why for self-defense, I do palm strikes and stuff like that because I can punch way harder with a palm strike
without breaking your wrist or your fucking knuckles.
Dude, I'm with you. I would, dude, getting hit with the fucking wrap. Oh my God. Dude, when I fought in the cage, legit, you have a roll and a half of tape on each hand. You have a roll of gauze.
Allowed, so you don't.
And you have a roll of gauze on each hand, right?
Yep.
And then the gloves that are made, they're 4-ounce gloves. They're not made to protect the person getting punched. They're made to protect the hands of the person throwing the punch, right? So there's these fucking hard ass leather gloves with basically a fucking cast underneath of it, right? I remember getting hit with jabs, being like, "What the fuck?" These things fucking, I don't want to get touched by any of this shit.
And again, anyone that's never been punched, this is where I never sparred with someone in a ring or never been sparring ever in their life. I don't give a fuck if they're 4-ounce or 16-ounce. Guys that can really hit, that 16-ounce glove ain't protecting you. It protects his hand from breaking on your dumbass face. He'll still knock you the fuck out with 16-ounce gloves.
I don't want to bury Matt here either, but my boxing career lasted about 2 years, from 7 to 9 years old at the Wilkes-Barre Police Department, twice a week.
Oh yeah, shout out Wilkes-Barre.
I ended up quitting because I ended up breaking my left hand 2 times.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's always how it goes.
And the first time was in the summer, so it was no big deal. But the second time, it was during the fall, and then I couldn't play basketball and I was like, okay, man, well, this is twice. Now
there
I
goes
can't
my
play hoops,
Celtics contract.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what it was.
Hell yeah.
So not even head stuff, but just a little kid. But I broke my hand, and then I broke it again the same exact way. And I'm like, all right, I'm pretty sure if I keep punching things like this, we're just keep breaking this hand.
Yeah. Dude, that's why for self-defense, I always tell people because I help train, Rangers, SEALs in the past, and I help train with cops. I tell them, dude, it's kind of controversial, but I don't believe in punching with your fist in the street street scenario because like if you're a cop and you break your hand, you can't get your gun out now.
Right.
Like it's gonna be
It's
a
a
big
gun,
fucking deal. So I always
club.
I always teach just like palm strikes.
Yep.
Like it's kind of fun, like those old school martial arts.
Go
When they
fucking
come out-
Diaz brothers on him and Stockton slap this shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if you cup your hand, it happened to me before. This fucking girl, this crazy Marine I was dating, she was hot as shit, but she was fucking crazy.
I
Dude,
remember
she
this girl, Sean.
Dude, she hit
Beat
me in
the
the
shit
ear
out of you.
with a cupped hand. And she
Oh.
dude,
While you were
my
banging her
eardrum.
at one point, didn't she used to want like smack the shit out of you guys were fucking? She would like smack you and shit.
Yeah, she was fucking crazy. And dude, you know what's funny?
I never forget you telling me the story. We were at the one concert. And we were down in Virginia Beach. Sean was like, yo, this new girl I'm dating. He's like, she's all crazy. Like, I fuck her. And she wants to beat the shit out of me. And I'm like, what the hell? And I go, he's like, yeah, she's a Marine. I'm like, what do you mean a Marine? He's like, no. Like, Marine instructor, intense. I was like, yeah, dog.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. She's banged I don't know how many SEAls. And when I went to go try out for SEAL Team 6, she was the intel officer.
Oh,
so like we're all like looking around, like dude, at the beginning of our class, we probably had like 100 people in our class, and we were just looking around, and there's like at least 4 dudes in that room who fucked her. It was fucking hilarious.
She had a real type.
Out.
Yeah. Is there like a name for that? Is there a name?
Frog hopper, but she wasn't a frog hopper.
Frog hopper. Okay.
Frog hog.
Steve, what was that?
Oh, frog hog.
Frog hog, but she's not one
Steve,
of those.
What was that wild
she
ass
is.
sport where they lined up? There was like, remember you're on teams where they
Casio
square up with each other.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about the Italian one in Florence.
And yes,
Yeah.
Casio.
Yeah,
It's MMA and rugby together in an arena.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's
It's
nuts.
on Netflix.
It is.
Yeah,
It's the only good.
that is the
it's the
best-
only
the
good.
best
It's the only good
documentary.
episode of that series.
Yes,
the
I agree.
rest of the episode sucked, but that
Sucked.
episode was fucking badass.
Bull
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes in his mom's kitchen.
Staccio, Gratorio, or some bullshit.
No.
Like
Kyle, what's the
Calcio.
series?
Yeah, what's
Oh.
the series?
Bad Sports or some shit. What was it? Remember this?
Yeah.
You have to go
You
back to
Google
the
it.
episode. Yeah.
All right.
It was like Bad Sports or some shit. I forget.
The whole series is terrible except for that. Like Steve
Except
said.
for that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it's
No.
a straight fight. They're just like it's like a gang fight. Like they're being
Unbelievable.
They're being
Yeah, it's
jumped
crazy.
into a gang.
And then
Dude,
I
yeah.
got balls deep into it and started like Googling.
Home game.
Started
That's the name
home
of
game.
it.
Yes.
Home game.
Home game.
But anyway,
Oh yeah,
he-
because Bad Sport I thought was good. Some of the episodes.
Yeah. No, there's only one good episode of Home Game, and it's the first one. They suck
The
you
first
in, and
one.
you're like, these are fucking garbage.
the best
The
point
rest
is
of
at some point in this sport, I think it was the 1600s, so 16th century, so the 1500s.
them.
They used to go. They were betting on it, and when they didn't think it was exciting enough, they would release a fucking bull with giant horns like in Spain in the middle of a rugby field in the middle of the game
Yeah.
to make it more interesting to bet on more. So you're trying to fucking play rugby, and this bull is just fucking crushing people,
I think
I
the
wonder
game,
if you can bet on the bull.
right?
I believe the game originated during a siege. Like one army was sieging
Rome,
Florence.
The Roman army was trying to take over Florence, and they had a day and night, like everybody knew back then. That this was the 15th century, so the 1400s. They knew that like at the end of the night, there's no like surprise attacks. Everybody takes a break.
Yeah.
And while they did that, they played the sport inside the walled city of Florence to show the Romans that's how fucking nuts I don't know what you call Florence people, Floridians. That sounds like the Florida shit.
Firenze.
The
I believe they're
Dagos,
Firenze.
the
I call them
Dagos
Meth
from
Assassin's
Florence.
Creed.
Yes,
Assassin's Creed 2.
Yes,
The
the
Firenze.
Wops, the grease balls out
Yeah.
of Florence.
Yeah.
Wait, I probably went real racist with a bunch of terms. Whatever.
I mean,
those
you're
guys.
Italian. I can say greaseball, wop, dago, guinea.
Yeah,
I'm Italian.
yeah,
I can
yeah,
say that all I want.
Yeah.
And they can go fucking suck my guinea dick if they got anything
Suck it,
to say.
CNN. Suck
Yeah.
it, CNN.
So, okay. So let's keep.
My bad.
Yeah.
I was
I
thinking
guess
if,
that's just Florida.
Oh, hold on. That's Justin Trudeau. Don't go that far.
So, all right. So let's
I
keep
love
it moving.
Steve's feud with Justin Trudeau. I love
this
Steve's
fucking
like
guy. I hate this fucking guy.
You
I've
must
been to
be-
Canada and I love Canada. Canada was one of the. I've only been to 2 countries outside of America, so this is going to sound real stupid. But it's one of the greatest countries I've ever visited. I love the Canadian people, and that guy's
just
a
love the-
pussy.
I
like-
beef.
I like
Steve
Canada,
never
too.
misses an
Yeah, I
opportunity
got
to
nothing wrong
just
with
like
Canada.
dunk on Trudeau. I
Fucking
love it.
Trudeau, you sissy.
I mean, I don't know what you have against Jennifer Aniston, but geez. So
I'll bang the dog shit out of her.
fifth time I used that joke. That's got So let's keep it moving. Sean Douglas Day, what'd you think about the Mike Podcasy episode this week?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting because I've spent a lot of time in MRI machines. So it was interesting just to, see from his perspective, like what goes on and like all the science behind it and all the schooling. Cause it was, and also he's just he's a cool dude too. I mean, he tells like seemingly mundane stories that he makes interesting, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
He's just a really good storyteller.
Yeah. No, he definitely has a good like cadence to his storytelling. I always thought too. Yeah, you're right. No, I really liked it. Yeah. You're 100% right. All right. Well, Benoit, excited to ask, what did you think about the Mike Podcasy episode? You were everyone was singing your praises in that episode.
Yeah. That's the name of the game, right? I told that motherfucker as soon as you booked him that I was like, I'm not gonna do your pod. I'm not gonna be on. I want to give you, I want to let that little baby bird spread his wings, So I didn't want to be there like the way I was interjecting when you guys were talking earlier about like, here's another part of that story. I didn't want to do that. And also it's very important.
Tom has no problem doing that.
Yeah. I wasn't on with Pulaski. So I live in a world where I'm trying to keep it breezy. So I told him the day after you booked him, I'm not going to do that interview with you. I'm going to let you roll. And he just pretended like I didn't show up. So that was solid.
It's a good move,
Bern. Can I ask
That's a good move by you. I like that. I like that.
Can I ask this, Bern?
Yeah.
Very controversial question I'm about to ask. But at the end of the episode, Mike mentioned that your favorite movie of all time is Summer Catch, featuring Freddie Prinze Jr., Jessica Biel, John C. McGinley, Brian Dennehy, just a star-studded cast. Matthew Lillard, Wilder Valderrama,
Murderers Row.
Yeah, how about it? So what's the deal? Summer Catch?
Fez?
Yeah.
Fez.
Yeah, that's Fez, indeed. Yeah, so I don't know where this started, but both of my brothers have been insisting for a decade plus that my favorite movie is Summer Catch. To the point where so like in my wedding, right? Like I have two brothers, Jess has two sisters, so we're like, all right, you guys are the wedding party, whatever. You can both grab the mic for a minute, to give a speech. They both referenced it at my wedding.
Well, that is true. It's true.
Yeah. So Summer Catch. They just decided it was my favorite movie and told everyone all the time that it was my favorite movie. At my wedding, they both gave speeches. And
such a brothers move.
They mentioned Summer Catch. At my wedding, they also gave me a bunch of nicknames I didn't have. They're like, of course, everybody from the neighborhood called him Big Fudge, but when he got to college, he demanded to be called Awesome Daddy, and people thought it was weird. But so they have been
such great brother moves.
Crushing my dick about Summer Catch for long, and I'd never seen it. So it was the following year, right? It was the Nova Oklahoma game, and Pulaski came down to watch it, and Mike came over. We were in Roxborough. And after that, I surprised everyone with a Summer Catch. We put it on. I saw it for the first time. I watched it. I don't hate it.
Right.
It's just not my favorite movie.
Dude, I'll tell you. It
wasn't terrible.
A milfed out Kathy Moriarty is in it.
Yeah.
And Fez is in it. Fez gets pussy.
With Kathy Moriarty.
Yeah.
Although my favorite part about that was that. So then, of course, I had to go research the film because now I have to be an expert on it. David Cohn was on set. They brought David Cohn on set to be like, "Hey, Freddie Prinze Jr., you want to work with this guy for a couple of days?" And Freddie Prinze Jr. was like, "Nah, I'm good." So if you watch that movie, they have to show all of like the shot of him pitching is always from the outfield. It was terrible. He was terrible. And he had the opportunity to have David Cohn show him how to pitch. And he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm Freddie Prinze Jr., man. I'll just wing it."
I never knew who his dad was.
Senior?
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Sr. from I didn't know who, he was a famous comedian back in the day until I saw the Store documentary. But he was like a big deal, his dad. He was like a huge star,
Is he still married to
Sarah Michelle Gellar. He sure
Yeah,
is.
from
What?
I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? Ever since then, he's been banging her, I think.
Yeah. Also the voice of Kanan Jarrus in Rebels.
Yes.
Whatever happened to the bitch from She's All That?
Hold on.
Damn, don't call her a bitch. What's the matter with you?
And
Bigot.
we're dog walking here. Summer Touch is not my favorite movie, but it's
Fucking
not terrible.
bigot.
Sounds like it is.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds like you love you talk about it all the time.
Sounds like Matt hates women. Chill.
You guys,
okay.
you guys are the
I'm about
fucking
to Me
best
Too you.
slash worst.
All right. So let's keep it moving. Strong Stem. Mike Podcasy episode aired this week. What were your thoughts?
So listen, I paid attention to this one, right? Because again, these are my people, right? My father's from that area.
Sure.
I wanted to know more about it. Me and Bern have a lot of common, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
First and foremost, he went with one. He went with one, right? That was his answer. He like Godfather one,
Part 1.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm. So
He said flats, though.
let's not get to that. I try to avoid that as much as possible. But so Matt, did you do this from the USS Simpson? Were you 600 feet underwater? Because you sounded like you were in a submarine, and I was confused because I'm also deaf, right? I can't hear shit because I grew up in a shop my whole life, so all these loud noises, I can't hear a fucking thing. I just nod at people like I'm deaf. For 90% of my life at this point, I nod at people whenever they say shit. I have no idea what they said. I didn't hear a word out of you. It sounded like you were doing this from Marianas Trench.
For some reason, the mic, like, I don't know. It was like
Doesn't matter. Let's skip forward.
It was just on
so
the wrong
I don't
mic.
want to hear your excuses. It pisses me off. And what pissed me off more was your shirt salmon?
Yeah.
And did you go with the gray beater underneath? That's not the combo. You got to go black beater because you're supposed to be Italian. Listen to me. Look at me. We're friends, right? I love you, kid. We got to do better. Now that you found out you're Italian,
Sure.
we got to do better than this. We can't wear a fucking gray beater under a salmon shirt. Cause
I mean, to be fair,
it was fucking disrespectful is what it was, right?
Yeah.
And it was all unbuttoned and shit. You had like the fucking woolly mammoth hair out. I don't know. I was completely distracted at that point. I didn't know what was fucking happening. Then I got pissed off. Because I seen the Celtics jersey. But I look over, and J-Dub killing it with a jersey. So we back. I was like, all right, young bull, we back. We counteract it, right?
Yeah.
We counteract it. Then again, I hear the kid. He's, it's everything my father is. The way like it makes sense to me. Good kid, great episode.
Yeah.
All types of fun shit in his life.
Yeah.
But the shirt and the sound of your voice was pissing me off the whole fucking time. I swear to God. I'm just being honest, right? I'm just being honest.
The audio would end up changing.
Don't
Actually,
ever.
the audio, yeah, it did. It got better. The shirt did not, and the beater got worse. So that's my real issue. We got to fucking do better, right? We're going to do better next time. He got the dark hair. He's got the deep facial hair. Everything's going there. He looks like, we need a tan, right? We need a tan. We know this. But if he had a tan, next thing you know, I think you're Matt Lavelle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't ever disrespect Steve with your outfit again, yo.
God damn it. Out here looking like a fucking a sweet tart rope or whatever they call that shit.
You know what I'm talking about? There's a guy on Instagram who does that. He's like, don't ever disrespect me looking like a, and then he just calls people whatever they look like.
Looking like a J-Dub, looking like a tall packet of mayo. Don't ever disrespect me like that.
Don't ever disrespect me looking like somebody who sells catalytic converters.
Don't ever disrespect me like some white Irish kid who's acting like he's Italian.
Don't ever disrespect me with your hillbilly South Philly attitude.
Don't ever disrespect me with your Wawa $2 2-cent cheese, get my own roll, make my own sandwich. Bullshit.
Ever disrespect me with this homemade bread from Wawa and don't even slice your own meat anymore.
All right. So let's keep it moving. All right. Bern, thanks for that. Shout out Summer Catch, fan of the show, listener to the show. Let's keep it moving though. So J-Dub, I'm going to come back to you. What did you get into last weekend and what do you got for this upcoming weekend?
Last weekend, I visited the great town of Wildwood.
Ooh, Wildwood.
I got Sam's Pizza.
Be specific.
I was in the north.
That's right.
In the north.
Say less, Jay.
But they got all the jet skis and shit.
Yes, sir.
They have a little so when the tide goes out, there's like I guess like an island. I don't know. I'm dumb.
Sandbar.
Yeah, I guess so. And you can swim out there, walk out there, and like jump off of it into the water. That was quite fun.
It's a sandbar. Yeah.
I got Sam's Pizza, and it is much better than Max's.
Wow. Okay.
Sam's and Max's are both on the boardwalk, but Sam's is better.
Really?
I hate when people say it's Mac and Manco's. I know it changed and it became this just Max because I don't know what the fuck happened. But my entire childhood, it was Mac and Manco's.
Mac and Manco's, yeah.
Mac and Manco's has changed its name
for a while now. It's been just Max. It's fucking nonsense.
Fuck.
So people say that like it's new pizza. No, it's the same shit since 1988.
A lot of litigation on it. A lot of money spent on court costs.
I haven't been down to Wildwood. I haven't been down to Wildwood or Ocean City, wherever their Mac and Manco's are, since like senior week.
Tell them, J-Dub, it's fucking sick.
It's fun, yo.
Yeah, the whole boardwalk built back because
Sean,
destroyed or something.
Yeah,
it didn't
Sandy wiped it.
Wiped it out. No, it didn't wipe it, but it fucked spots up and stuff, of course. Yeah. But no, it's back 100% and pumping like we were young bulls. The video or the picture I sent to Matt. Yeah, exact same thing, Sean.
They still got the
lit on the boardwalk. It's lit. Mad young people. I feel like a 90-year-old man on there. But tell him, J-Dub.
There was that water park still there, and they have the rope swing. They still have the lily pads and shit. I was like, oh,
yep. Remember the lily pads, Doug?
Yeah.
Them jaws are sick.
The most fun in the world, yo.
All right, nice. And then what do you got for this upcoming weekend?
Then this upcoming weekend, I'm going to see my godson, and I have dinner with my aunt tomorrow night. We're going to Margaritas on Sunny Town Pike.
Margaritas
from Virginia.
Ask for Kristen.
That's for to see Kristen to be our server. It's
I'm joking. I don't know any girls there. That's a fucking lie. Jesus Christ.
Margaritas on Sunny Town Pike with my Aunt Lottie.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Okay. Well, yeah, good. Shout out. So, very good. Well, thanks for that, Justin. Let's keep it moving. Lasmeeshma. What'd you get into last weekend? What do you got for this upcoming weekend?
Last weekend, we went to North Wales, had like the beginning of summer food truck festival. So like me and the kid went there. They had shit for them to do, like face painting and everything. Shout out to Top Peak Roofing because they brought in the Kona ice truck and it was free.
Yes. Kona fucks too.
Yeah, they paid for it. It was pretty nice. So like all the kids got free.
Top Peak Roofing did?
Yeah,
yes, it did.
Oh.
Yeah, so anybody that was there got like free Kona ice.
What?
Nice.
So did North Wales
shout
have
out
like
Alex
these
and the
events?
Bull? What's the Bull's name? Alex and the Bull.
Mike Johnson.
That's right.
Former guest of the show, friend of the show, Mike the Goon Johnson.
I didn't see Mike, but I saw Alex there.
Yeah, that's right.
Did they have these type of things back when we were coming up? Because I know
absolutely not.
Lansdale had the car show and they had the bike show, and then other than that, it was nothing.
North Wales
had North Wales Day.
Yeah, North Wales had North Wales Day and the
Tex-Mex 5K and the Tex-Mex 5K for all.
And we had like a parade. We did a parade. I think like Lansdale Day, maybe we did a parade or something like that. But
North Wales does like their anniversary. They'll do a parade. The 4th of July, they'll do a parade.
Oh, I think 4th of July too.
North Wales Day, and then they do shit like they did yesterday. They'll have
St.
like
Rose Fair.
Events in Weingarten Park,
Fair.
Dog Park.
Fuck you, Liam. Take that back.
So
I can see the I
fuck you.
Dog Park
Fuck
stuff.
you, Liam.
I can just see the flyer in my mind.
Weinberger Park. What's the matter with you?
Weingarten.
Okay, so Liam, then so you and your daughter had a nice little time at the food truck gimmick. And then what did you get into? What do you got for this upcoming week?
This weekend, I'm going up to Greentown, which is in the Poconos. It's Wallenpaupack Lake.
Hell yeah.
It's like a
Wallenpaupack.
It's Wallenpaupack.
Guys. Yeah. Lake Wallenpaupack. Also, if you've ever seen the movie Wet Hot American Summer, that's where they filmed it.
What? Shut the hell up.
I've been on there 500 times with my dad.
It's a reservoir, right? It's man-made, isn't it?
No, it's a giant lake. It's fucking enormous.
Huge.
Wait till you see how big it is. It ain't no man-made. Beltsville's man-made. Francis Walters man-made.
Harvey's Lake, where I'm from, is man-made, but
Harmony's,
we're going
Lake Harmony, all those are man-made. Yeah, Wallenpaupack is a ginormous, super deep lake.
Have you guys heard?
I've never been there.
Have
It's
you guys
huge.
heard of the Jellystone gimmicks? The Jellystone Park gimmick? They have these things
like from Yogi Bear.
Exactly. They have these like they're glamping campgrounds that are called Jellystone, right? Where they have like a mini water park. They have like a ton of like different like games and shit set up. It's almost like it's
Air
almost
conditioned tents.
They have you have cabins
Shit like that.
They have cabins. You rent like a cabin and stuff. And they have like tons of activities for kids, and it's like jellies.
That's
and it's
cool.
like Yogi Bear themed and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're not even staying at
That's cool.
we're not staying at in like a campground or anything. One of the dudes I work with, like one of the higher ups, has a
Murkoff?
house there. Yeah, a Murkoff, and it's fucking like nice, dude. He showed me pictures of it. They have like the when I checked it out, like on the map, they have like their own huge like property and like a dock, and like the pictures were ridiculous.
Who you going with, man?
Liam, hold up. Liam,
they're probably taking me up there to hunt me. Like,
just so you know this, Liam. Just so you know this, I'm very familiar with this area, right? The guy's taking you there. To have a house on Wanapalpec is like having a house on the beachfront of Sea Isle. Like it's the spot in the Poconos. No.
Yeah.
No. Maybe, Matt. Yes. No, Matt. Maybe. But to have a nice house on the water in Wanapalpec, you got to have bread. Like that's the lake in the Poconos.
It's definitely the area that has, like, if you bought it in 1940, it's like buying beachfront property on like Ocean City, Maryland.
I agree.
1940, and now years later, you're like, it's not quite that. But of all the places you're gonna go cabin wise in northeastern Pennsylvania,
most expensive.
That's gonna be the nicest shit you're gonna see.
Yeah, the nicest. It's like a fucking ocean. That lake is so fucking big. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked to be.
It's a cool place. Great place.
I hope you don't get hunted. Or
I hope
you escape. You know?
I hope so too.
I hope we hear how this goes next week.
Yeah, nice. All right, good. Well, good luck, Liam.
Good luck.
Just Liam on his phone from the inside of a log, like, I'm still here. Okay,
I'm scared, but I'm here.
I've been saving my cell battery for this podcast the whole time.
I just fed Layla my foot, but we're okay.
Yeah. So let's keep it moving. Benoit Podcasy, what'd you get into last weekend? What do you got this upcoming weekend?
Last weekend was just it was work, man. I had a ton of work. We had the same kind of thing in York, like the first Friday of the month.
Wait, did they shut down like a block and stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Shut down a couple blocks downtown, and the restaurant I manage is right like on the cusp. So we had like
so it's bumping.
We had 3 bands in the parking lot like that night, and because also the first Friday of April got rained out. The first Friday of May got rained out. So we were like St. Patrick's Day that weekend, the Saturday before, was total shit. So it's like we're waiting for all these days to be busy, and we got it handed to us on Friday, and then there was a Pride event in the parking lot that some of the staff organized.
Wait, are we talking UFC thing or the gay people thing?
We're talking Pride FC. Yeah, Pride FC.
I thought maybe Vondelay was back, and we had. Never mind, I'm right.
Yeah, different kind of Pride, but that was also a blowout. A couple bands. I wanted to shout out this all-girl punk band from Philadelphia. It was pretty tight, but I can't remember their name. I'll see if I can figure it out for next weekend.
Were any of them bangable? Were any of them
Foggy?
2 out of 4.
Yeah, shout them out.
2 out of 4.
Hell yeah.
I don't.
That's
Jada,
a great ratio.
I don't think so. But that ended up being another crazy day where we just blew it out, and so I just worked all weekend and.
Sounds like a fun time now.
It was good, man. Yeah, it was good. It was nice to see people like getting out and just doing shit and getting back to normal. Like
I agree. That was the best part of the weekend, I thought too.
Oh yeah,
people being out and everything.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I'd agree.
Hey, you guys want to know how hot it is in Arizona?
How?
It's fucking 6 o'clock. It's 108 degrees.
Oh my god, dude!
Fuck
dude,
that.
my phone literally just cut out because it was too hot because I'm on my truck and I'm trying to save gas because fucking gas is so expensive. I'm like,
cheap ass fuck.
You are a little shiny, Sean. Now that you mentioned it, you are a little shiny.
And I'm
cheap
I'm in the
bastard
shade right now. I'm in the shade.
Oh.
I'm in the shade of my phone.
Wait, if it's 108 at 6, what was the temperature at like 1 o'clock?
Noon. Yeah.
It was like 110. Like it was
fuck.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I was anticipating you telling me like 120, but I hear you.
Still,
well,
fucking
dude, it's only June.
Oh, only, yeah.
Let's
All
get
right.
Wait till August.
So nice. Okay, Bern, what do you got for this upcoming weekend? Anything?
No, man, this upcoming weekend, I'm just gonna. Jess is going to Philly on Saturday and staying over for a baby shower.
Okay.
So just me and the kiddos this weekend. So I'm just gonna try to get them out of the house early and just work them until they can't,
just
be awake.
Run
They
until the
can't be
wheels
awake
fall
anymore.
off.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, I don't know. I'll probably like make a fatty steak and
Hell yeah.
Bunch of
Hell
wank,
yeah.
dude.
Hell
Bunch
yeah,
of
buddy.
after 9 o'clock.
You gonna
That's
celebrate the Celtics losing? Hell yeah.
Yo, so I
My bad.
strop.
Actually,
I
I'm gonna be
strop
honest.
pulled it.
I'm gonna be honest. You're right, and I hate to say this. This hurts me bad. I can't watch Golden State win anymore. I want the Celtics to win.
Wow. Wow.
I strop pulled it tonight because I was like, I got a bunch of Celtics jerseys, so I threw it to the boys, the other Podcasy boys, like, what should I rock tonight? Because obviously, I'm gonna follow up Mike's, Paul Pierce with something. I was gonna go with Marcus Smart, which was a jersey Mike bought me for Christmas last year. By the way, Mike for Christmas last year was like, "What Celtics jersey do you want?" I was like, "I'll take Marcus Smart," and Pulaski was like, "I want Taco Fall." So Pulaski has he has a Taco Fall Celtics jersey, but I got outvoted, and we went with the old school, the OG.
Love it.
3-3.
Of course.
Birdman
The
Day.
legend. Just getting ready to kick this off. So this weekend just me and the kiddos. So I'm just gonna go work them and try to stay awake, stay alert, stay alive. And my daughter today did like a barrel roll, like she had been rolling over, and then today I saw her on the couch and she did like a 4-banger and almost fell off, and I was like, fuck, I can't. So like I cannot put her down anywhere anymore. Like, we've hit the official threshold of like, shit.
That's the worst.
You're going everywhere with me. Yeah.
I miss those days where you can just like put them somewhere and just leave them.
She's only like 4.5 months. You don't realize how little amount of time having a kid that actually is.
Yeah.
Like they get hustling pretty quick.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, very cool. Thanks for that. Sean, what'd you get into last weekend, and what do you got for this upcoming weekend?
Saturday was more schoolwork. The wife took the kids to their grandparents, so they swam all day. They had a good time.
Nice.
So she took the kids all day, but I had to work my MBA. So probably about 5 o'clock, I was doing just schoolwork. That's all I was doing. Yeah. So I do schoolwork all Saturday, and then went to the farm. Had to go over there. The pump company is still behind on getting my pump in, so I had the well casing and everything, but they haven't put the pump in there. So it's been like super hot. It's like only June, and it's like been 110 every single day. So I had to haul water to the property. So I had to do 3 truckloads of water. So I didn't get anything done on the farm at all, except haul water all day long.
Oh,
so
when you say a truckload of water, how much is one truckload of water?
1,500 gallons.
Well, no, I got a trailer, like a dedicated trailer, because water's super heavy. Like a gallon of water, 8.3 pounds.
So it's super dense. It's super dense.
So Kevin, our buddy that we grew up with, Sean, Zebulon has that pressure washing, right? So he has one tank on his truck that's a 500 gallon. So I imagine that like a big truck, or like the people that deliver oil to us, usually have about 2,000 to 1,500, and like with your typical tanker truck, when you see Bern, like to give it a visual of thinking what you see, not like the long tanker 16-wheel truck, but like the one that's like a normal one that's like usually like what, 2,000 gallons, Sean?
I don't know. I mean, but I decided to
God damn it, don't lie.
Well, what's what's yours?
Well, I got a 500-gallon tank, but mine, I have a trailer though. Because,
that's the normal, right? Yeah, that's what he has.
Yeah, because I was looking at getting like a whole new truck, but like I like my Tacoma. It's like a V6. It's decent. I don't want to get like a Tundra. It's like super expensive and like
the gas right now. Yeah, I'm looking for a car too, and it's like, all right, well.
Yeah, dude. Good luck, dude. Good luck.
I know.
I just got a brand new Tacoma, and I have no idea how I did it, but I called and they actually had one. He's like, you got super lucky. Like, we literally just got this, and it'll be sold tomorrow if you don't come near right now.
Yeah,
so
it's
wild.
wild.
All the way from Tucson to Phoenix, because Tucson didn't have any Tacomas. And like, dude, 2019 when I bought my used Tacoma, dude, I went there like on the fly. There was like 7 on the lot. 7 Tacomas. Like right
my little
now,
Pulaski works at a car dealership that has like 14 different dealerships. So I was like, I called him and I'm like, what do you got? He's like, dude, we got fucking nothing. And like, there's nothing.
So weird.
So he's like, just buy something new, man. Like,
it's not a lie.
Yeah. He's like, we got nothing.
No
nothing.
shit. I sold my 2015 Tacoma. I bought it used in 2019.
And you probably got more money than you paid it for.
Yeah. I made money on the deal. And I was like, you fucking kidding me?
Crazy.
Trucks are ridiculous now. Trucks are absolutely insane.
They've always
not
been
even-
ridiculous. You got to remember, this is a tool. So people that buy trucks, they just don't drive them in their personal life, but they use it to make money. So trucks always have a value to them.
It's not even trucks, man. My mom was driving this 2000.
Everything. I agree.
She was driving this 2000 Mitsubishi Galant, right?
Yes.
That like a year ago, they were like 70,000 miles on it, right? Like nothing. But they're like, it rusted out, man. Like the frame's gone. They're not meant to last 25 years. She bought a Hyundai.
100%.
She bought a Hyundai
Not in Pennsylvania. In Arizona, they will.
Yeah, but she bought like a
Not here, they
27.
won't.
She bought a 2017 Hyundai, and she's like 70 years old. They called her 2 months later and were like, we'll swap out your 2017 with a 2021 and we'll keep the payment the same. And she was like, all right, well, I just whatever, who cares? Like, it's the used car market, man. It was cheaper for them to get a 2017 or 2018 back and be able to spin it than it was for them to give away like a 1 year later model. You know? Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the problem, I mean, like I'm studying this at the graduate school level, like supply chains. I mean, the big thing is it's all the chips, and like, there's no chips. And the thing is, like a lot of conservative people have been telling the Democrats for years, like, hey, like we need to like get jobs back in the U.S. and we need to stop regulating our economy so much. But no one listened, and now like the only people who make chips is in China. Like, and like right now, like we're trying to like start building them here, but it's difficult though because it's like chips are gonna cost.
Well, you have to pay people money.
So hold on. Here's the only issue I have with that thing, right? This is my industry. The only issue I have with this, Sean, is that I'm sorry. Is there a delay on cell phones or laptops? Because the chips that run those are more complicated and more sophisticated than the ones that run vehicles, correct? So whenever I hear that, I question it. I don't know shit. I'm a fucking asshole and a retard. But I question it constantly because that doesn't make sense to me. I see it all day, every day. I can get them in the yard everywhere. That doesn't make sense to me. That's a bullshit excuse by our bullshit or whatever, or whoever's trying to make money.
My question is it the shortage of chips? Is it the shortage of chips, or is it the shortage of raw materials to make chips?
I'm sorry, is there cell phone
like
shortages?
silicon? And
do you understand how much more complicated?
But he's saying
cell phone is than
where's the materials coming from? That's what he's saying, Steve.
All of them from the same spot.
Yeah, but there has to be more places to get that stuff.
It is materials too. It is materials because all the mining materials.
Bullshit.
I don't know all the materials. Mines because of COVID shut down.
Exactly, for like a whole year plus.
But still
cell phones never dipped. Is there a shortage of iPhones?
No,
but people exchange cell phones all the time, Steve.
No, brand new ones, Matt. Brand new
but you can exchange the old one and take the materials from that and use it to make the new one.
I hear you. Same thing with vehicles. You don't think that happens all the time? Why do you think crushed cars where I sell them?
No, but there's a ton of cars that never had the chips in them, right? But they have the parts.
Zero.
But what you're saying is all the cell phones that are on the market right now have them, and maybe not all the cars do. Probably most of the cars.
Every car does, Matt, unless you're driving a 1983. Everything built after 1990 has the most. So that was way more.
That was a good.
They all have the same shit that goes into a cell phone.
Yes. No. Less complicated than it goes into a cell phone or a laptop. Very less complicated because there's multiple. So they break it down. Like there's an ABS system, there's an airbag system, there's this system. Everything's broken down into very simplicated, very easy. Because my brother's, this is why I say this. My brother's best friend's an IT guy, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no. The chips he does and the shit he does with computers is so much more drive, so much more space, so much more complicated than the ones that are involved in vehicles. That's where I say, for my personal knowledge, it's bullshit.
Steve, I'll stop arguing with you because we're going nowhere. But we'll say, what do you think? What is your theory then of why cars are going up in price? Like, what's your theory?
I have a theory.
You just drop?
It's because the markup on a cell phone is more expensive than the markup on a car for what they have to spend on them, and that's why the cell phone production is moving, and that's why cars are not. Because money talks and bullshit walks. So I don't know if that's true, but just off the top of my head theory would be because that's a better, because the whole world's owned by 3 corporations anyway, and everybody else fucking makes the same amount of money. So like the odds are is that the dollar amount you make on a cell phone chip is a little better than the dollar amount you make on one for a car. And
I see that. Plus,
that's
you're selling
probably
what? 1,000 cell phones for every car you sell.
Are less people buying cars?
I mean, everybody has a cell phone. Not everybody has a car. Think about the percentage of people who own cell phones right now in 2022 versus the percentage of people who
not
own
even
or
just cell
lease
phones, right?
cars.
Cell phone, like we all own a cell phone. I own cell phone, laptop,
tablet,
Roku's, and Apple
Fire
TVs,
stick.
and
I mean, either way, there's a chip shortage. Like that's a real thing because there's cars on lots and even tractors too. Like tractors nowadays, they're basically drones and they're sitting on lots and there's no chips to put in them. But which is pretty cool in Arizona though. The Arizona government in Phoenix has like just made a little China here in Phoenix where like there's gonna be like a lot less regulations. And now they're going to be building chips here in Arizona because
fuck.
Because I mean, China has that. I mean, that's people call China communist, and they are socially, and maybe like a lot of their economy is. But they have little cities that are essentially like pure
hubs,
capital,
hubs of just production.
America needs that. If we want to survive the next 20 years, we need to have economic free zones in America. You designate cities around the United States because where they can be free because dude, China has us by the balls right now. I mean, if they want to, they could just say, hey, like screw you, like we're not gonna give you chips. I mean, that's gonna be bad for them economically, but dude, it's a bad thing. I mean, they could basically shut down our food supply in 30 years because all these tractors, all of them need chips and they have like multiple chips in them. It's not just one chip. They have like chips for the implement. They have chips for all the software. And there's probably like 20 pieces of software, different software on a modern tractor.
Sean, can I ask you what? Sorry, Matt. Can I ask you like what do you mean by an economic free zone?
An area where like there's no minimum wage laws. There's like
I okay.
Yeah.
I knew that's what you're going.
Taxes, like essentially like chips are a national defense thing. Like we need them, and those should not be taxed. Period.
They've been talking about doing something like that for a while now. I didn't know they were doing that in Arizona. I read something about that.
Dude, I bet if they could get away with that in West Virginia, who the fuck, like, you think those coal miners would rather go work in a mine or work?
Well, they have a union. The coal miners have a union.
I'm pro union, so I mean that's how you regulate it. I mean, like you get rid of minimum wage laws, and then
install a union.
Well, the government shouldn't be in charge of that. I mean, I'm pro. Like that's why I'm more libertarian because I don't like Republicans because Republicans will actually go there and stop unions at a state level or a federal level. I don't think there should be any regulations, period. So no minimum wage laws.
When you say no minimum wage laws, you're saying it so they can make it as low as possible or as high as possible.
He's saying it's a free market. There's no regulation whatsoever.
But what would be the point of that though? Right? Like
because then whatever service they have will be cheaper. It would end up being
cheaper. Why? Because they can pay the employees
nothing.
Less.
Yeah.
So they'd be doing like so we would have like the third world country slave markets here that they have in other countries, right?
Just in select cities, I think.
No engineer. There's no engineer who's going to work for $5 an hour. Like they're going to unionize. They're going to unionize.
Right. So that's the point. Yeah.
I'll tell you this, dude.
Money talks and bullshit.
If you had a bunch of fentanyl addicts and you paid them in fentanyl, they would work every fucking day.
The labor isn't the issue. It's all the taxing and the fucking like.
Dude, I run.
Labor's kind of. I mean, it's an issue. It's not the whole thing.
Fucking hard. Like I need lawyers. I have to like hire lawyers to decipher all of the shit. And Arizona is actually pretty chill. Like me trying to run a farm, like the farming part for me is like the easiest part I do. The hardest part for me is like jumping through all the fucking hoops. And I'm a relatively smart person. Like it's fucking hard to start a business like that. And that's why people go overseas because you can literally start a business in one day in China. Good luck doing that in America. Like if you want to actually if you want to sell lemonade in America, you're talking about probably 6 months. You got to do food safety course. You got to do a license.
Permit.
Listen,
that's what he means by like a free market. Is like you don't have to deal with all that bullshit, like the taxing, the regulations, the permitting, like the fines if you do X, Y, Z.
Like the government's not just taking it and like dipping their hand into the cookie jar the whole time. Really.
But also like let's not forget that like the people in those countries make starvation wages. Like that's how that works, and their government doesn't care. So how do we sell that? Like Tucson's going to be a work-free zone, and if you move there, like if the market's right, then you'll make this amount of money, and if the market's not, you'll make this amount of money. But like that's a really tough sell. I get why it works in China. I just can't.
So you're taking a risk
of
like
guys, with you guys, I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing, but when you're talking about national defense, when you're talking about food,
it's a deal.
I don't give a shit.
Everything. Yeah.
As Matt says, it's the gimmick. That's the gimmick right now, whether you like it or not. So what do we do to combat it?
China could literally shut down all of our farms. Like they could put a piece of virus into a chip and shut down, because all these computers
or just stop making them. Just stop exporting them.
All these tractors are linked. They could do worse than that. They could destroy them, because all these tractors are linked.
Are the tractors like self-run, or do you have to drive them? Like, are you saying like these major farms have like just like tractors?
No, you have to drive them, but it's just the chips are what makes everything work, man.
Okay. No, the tractors. No, these tractors, like you're sitting in it to make sure all the software works, because it's very buggy,
automated, right?
But like once you turn it on, that tractor is a drone. And my point is, if China wanted to like attack us here, I mean, if I was like in charge of China and I was like going to attack America, here's what I would do first. I would put a virus, because dude, we fucking invade countries. You kidding me? We literally killed thousands of people in Iraq over what a Saudi prince did in Saudi Arabia, and he didn't even live there. Like, does that make any fucking sense? No.
Also, if a guy named Sean Day has the ability to take control of China, then we got to take him very seriously, because he has really reached out to the hearts and minds of those people. Like the new emperor of China, Sean Day.
Yeah. So okay, well, hold on.
I was trying to lighten it up.
All right, Sean, finish your. It's okay, Sean. Finish your thought, and then let's move on.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if they were going to attack us, like, this is what I would do. I would put a piece of virus in all of the chips, put them in the tractors, and all the tractors are connected, because they're all connected to Wi-Fi or satellite or ground station. They're all interlinked, so you could like literally shut down all of them. You could make them overheat on purpose. You could put a
scary, man.
Overheat, and then we only have maybe a year's worth of food in America, and then you attack us. And like people think, oh, that can't happen. Well, guess what? You ask the Iraqis fucking in 2001, hey, do you think we're going to be invaded? No, when America did that. Like, I mean, crazy shit. And I get all the arguments. Like, I'm not like an anarchist, but I think we need some free zones for safety. I mean, we're talking about food here, and we can't even produce food without chips. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. So what would you be opposed to? And this will be the last thing we go on this. But would you be opposed to learning a way to produce the food without the need of the chip?
It's never going to happen, because you would need a labor force. You need human labor. No one fucking wants to farm. Dude, like I try to hire people. No one wants to farm. So if you're going to replace tractors, you're going to replace it with people.
Well, can you make a tractor that can work without a chip?
You could, but not one that would compete with the efficiency of somebody, the farm next door to you, that's using one can do 10 times the work.
Because your food, I mean, dude, farmers aren't rich people. Like, I mean, their net worth they have a high net worth, but like, dude, they're moving crop to crop. And if you
they have tons of assets. Yeah. Like,
but their cash flow is high, but their profit every year is not that much. If they lose one or two crops, they're bankrupt. Like they can't make the payment on all the shit they own. And I mean, they'll be fine. They would sell it. But I mean, and then what's going to happen to that farm? Who's going to buy it? Some international company. That happens all. Saudi Arabia is buying up land all over Arizona because they're running out of water. Saudi Arabia owns land in Wilcox, Arizona. And like, who knows? China probably owns some other farmland, because they probably have like dummy corporations that are like impossible to track. And that's a big problem if like other countries own our farmland. Like, and that's legit. Happening. Like, I mean, like if we continue going the trajectory we are now without making any changes, in 50 years, a lot of our farmland is going to be owned by foreign companies.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is a huge goddamn problem.
No, you're Sean. I agree with everything you're saying, right? And it is an issue, and it is a problem.
I was just curious.
I do agree with you, right? But let's keep it moving. I don't really like throwing politics on this show, but let's keep it moving.
Hey, that's not politics, though.
That's world issues. It's just global issues.
It's life,
global issues. I agree. It's a global issue.
Food unites everyone.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, and we're also talking about the safety of our children. So let's keep it. Yeah.
Sunday though, super fun. I love terrarium, so I built a terrarium for my kids. So I got a 55-gallon tank, and went out. Me and the kids, we scoured the entire desert and just found all kinds of natural stuff to put inside of it.
So you got scorpions?
No, I'm not gonna put wild animals in there just because they have disease, and also like they're wild. I don't want them in the tank. I'd rather get like an animal that's been born in captivity, so like they don't even know what freedom is, and they won't get out.
Fair enough. All right.
So that was fun. So but then I got the whole tank set up. So this weekend, that's what we're gonna do. This weekend we're gonna actually get animals for it. So we're probably gonna get some fish for the water portion, and then I got probably maybe some geckos, probably some snails, live plants.
Dude, that's badass.
Heads up. I went to like a reptile expo with the boy like 2 weeks ago. We got to hold snakes and stuff, but fucking geckos, they were like $50, man. Like for a little gecko, like they were expensive, and it was all these people who were like breeding, whatever. I thought it was gonna be like a reptile show. Really, it was more of like a trade convention type deal.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. We still got to see a bunch of cool stuff, and you got to hold like baby turtles and snakes and non-lethal spiders. But fucking hey, geckos were so much more. He was like, "Can we get a gecko?" I'm like, $54, man. I don't know. I'm like, maybe we don't have a tank. Like, not today. We certainly can't get one today.
Yeah.
I'm actually probably gonna get a lizard because geckos. They're way more expensive, and like their tail falls off, and like they don't look their tail falls off. So they're kind of a pain in the ass, and they're super loud too. Like they make this weird, like I had a tokay gecko as a kid. I didn't know, but they make this weird, super annoying like mating sound at night. And like I had to get rid of it because it was so fucking loud.
Damn.
Mike, previous to this week guest of the show, Mike Podcasy had a chameleon named Larry the Lizard, and he ate live crickets. And I don't know I'm sure Mike is aware of this now, but there were a handful of Larry the Lizards. Like, like we never changed his name, but it was not the guy who ended his life in that tank at the very end was not the guy who began his life. There was a couple in and out.
Larry.
So,
but I remember my mom being like, I'm picking up the kids from school. She's like, I got to stop for crickets. God damn it. And you just get a bag of just, 10 crickets and you just pour them in the cage and they just hang out until they don't.
Man.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be fun for my kids though, because I mean, like, that's like what drove my love for science. Like me and my dad, we built a terrarium together, same size, and like I did that when I was like 10 years old, and ever since then, like that's why I was.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, but dude, hey, that's I need great.
In the daycare, so I'll do my farewell right now.
Yeah,
hey, San Diego, go fuck yourself.
Yes.
All right, so we're coming to the top of time. Before we get out of here, Lyn Dub, anything you want to say to the Dub Nation before we get out of here?
Free Brittany Griner, free Young Thug, free YSL, free Henry Ruggs,
free Willie,
free Willie,
free Henry Ruggs.
Who's Henry Ruggs?
And while I have a moment, I'd like to go over
Google it.
Different countries and how I think they could attack America. Australia has like a lot of big bugs, and they could send big bugs here.
Sure can.
Mexico, they could just like sneak a bunch of people. No, I'm just joking. I love farming, and I love America, and I love freedom.
Hey, damn right, don't we all? Nice. Okay, very good.
Free BG, yo.
Free BG.
Yeah, free BG for sure.
Free BG. Nice. Okay, keep it going. Lasmeeshma. Anything you want to say to Lasmeesh Nation before we get out of here?
Yeah. If you were paying attention last week, that parlay I put up in the air is very much still alive. The Rangers took those first two games, but Tampa Bay Lightning came back and won 2. The Avalanche already swept, so that leg is fucking done.
I was going to ask you
right now,
if you hammered Golden State after that Game 1 Celtics win.
Yeah, so Celtics won Game 1, and I took. So right now, Avalanche already cleared. They swept. So I'm waiting on Golden State and Tampa Bay, who right now their series are tied. But here's what I have. Here's what I have in the works now.
Okay? It's up 24-9 right now with 4 minutes to go.
So I saw. I'm keeping track.
Okay, me too. Yeah, me too. No big deal.
Yeah, in the first quarter. Let's celebrate in the first quarter in a basketball game.
Celebrating.
It'll be Friday when this airs. So if Golden State's up, whoever's up, what you can look at is the Avalanche right now to win the Stanley Cup are -220.
Yeah.
So you could parlay that with whoever wins tonight, either the Celtics or Golden State. Both teams right now are at -110 to win the series.
That's a good number, Liam. That's a good number. I like what you're doing.
Yeah, so both of them are at -110. Whichever one wins their odds are probably going to decrease to like minus 150, maybe minus 160.
Maybe like 170. Yeah.
Yeah, 170 would be the most it would drop, I think.
Yeah.
You parlay that with the 220, the negative 220 on Avalanche, and that will come out. That's even money. And to me, that's what it's all about. Trying to get the best odds,
strong,
the best return on whatever you're putting down.
It's not about, listen, if you look at gambling like you look at stocks, right? If you trade in a stock and make 9%, it's a massive win. It's a massive hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people are gambling, like I'm gonna bet $5 and I want to win 2,000. You're like, well, that's a 27 leg parlay, but like the people who actually have money in this country, that's how they deal with markets. You make an investment and you pull out when you've made a certain percentage. And yeah, like Liam, it doesn't have to be plus 900 to be a good bet. If you can make two things get down to even money or minus 110 or something, that's probably going to end up
you
in
look
your favor.
for something you're sure of. You want to do something you believe in. You know what I mean? Because you see plus 1,000, you're like, oh my God, that's great. But
it'd be insane if I hit this, man. It would change my life.
But it's plus 1,000 because there's no chance it's going to fucking hit.
For a fucking reason, right?
But
I love it.
Anyway, the other tip, basketball. I know NBA playoffs, NBA postseason is almost done. When the winning team, when the team that's favored wins in the NBA playoffs, in the NBA finals, everything, they always cover. So ignore that line. You see like -8, -6. Don't get scared of that.
Dude, it's been insane.
They're trying to scare you off the team that's favored.
But the numbers you're right. The numbers hit it. Look at the Eastern Conference Finals with the Celtics and the Heat. Every one of those games was a 10, 12, 13-point game. Like every one of those games, if the favorite covered or won, they covered the number. And
you weren't even looking at that number anymore at the end.
It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, by the time the game gets over, they start fouling. They're doing foul shots. So,
average of like 19
the number doesn't even matter
wins.
anymore. Yeah. But anyway, we don't have to do that for a long time. I know J-Dub doesn't like it.
We could.
I don't want to gamble anymore.
Hey, that's your own fucking fault.
I know.
All right.
But,
and then what else you got, Liam?
If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Love it. Nice.
That's my advice.
If you're the best player on the court, you're on the wrong court.
That's right.
Bern.
This finally dovetails really well. I'm finally prepared for a post Liam. Like if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're in the wrong room. But what if you're Moshiach?
Can't see it.
It's green, so it shows up on the green screen. But
it doesn't show it all. But that was a Marcus Smart jersey.
If I was a
was
Celtics fan, I would probably get a Smart jersey.
That was mine. Mike was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Give me Smart."
I would get a Falls jersey. Taco's my fucking
Palazzi went Taco Falls.
He's a beast in 2K, yo.
You would just have a Bird jersey, and then whoever, you know what I mean, and then whoever
wearing a Bird jersey, and that's what you do. And you always get the green one because I hate when fucking teams with good colors and the Celtics and the Sixers and the Lakers all count for this wear fucking black jerseys. Like, I get it. We're putting our black. When the Sixers went like the Iverson era, I hate the Celtics black. I like the Ravens black. I like the Raiders black. And everybody else just
the Eagles lose every fucking game in the black jersey.
The Lakers are purple and gold, and they started playing in black jerseys. You're like, just play
that's dumb.
Home games in purple and away. Those unis are fucking fire.
Money.
When the Sixers used to play in like white and red or white and blue, it was great. But Iverson got there and was like, "No, we're going black."
When the Bulls did black,
we're gonna have shoulder pads.
The Bulls went to black. That was fucking gay.
They had the pinstripe though.
Yeah, the pinstripe was it because it was like
that was new.
The Orlando.
That did work. That one did work. You're right.
Yeah. But most of the time, when I see a team who takes their third jersey as black, I'm just like, "You guys fucking quit." You're not even who's in the design department. Like
I like the Eagles in the black though.
Yeah, but they always fucking lose when they wear black.
I still like it though. Those are nice.
Also, you guys know you got Kelly
Green
right?
coming back.
Yeah.
Finally.
So like I hate the goddamn Eagles, but that fucking Kelly Green jersey is
Kelly Green gray, the best.
A top 5 all time. Like it's not close.
And the old school helmet as well is returning.
Yeah.
Nice. So, speaking of old school helmets, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Poppin'. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Lyn Dub, Justin Richardson, Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, the bad boy Bern Podcasy, the madman Sean Day, and Schwap Game Steve Cabot. You You can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Work Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. This has been another episode of the Work Perspectives Podcast. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend. Thanks. See ya.
Get him, Steve.
All right. Nice.
Bern, I finished Saga.
Wait, you finished
I
it?
finished it. Yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. So you caught the fever.
Yeah. I mean, this is whenever she has gymnastics, I read. You know what I mean? We get home, I eat dinner. I usually read. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's 56 issues or 54 issues or whatever it is.
I mean, there were a couple of nights where I stayed up. You're right. I had the light on next to my bed that I was, burning through issue after issue. Really, getting to the end, that's when I kept reading and reading and reading. Probably from like 40 to 54. You're right. Yeah. I just kept going and going because it gets pretty intense there when they get close to when they're trying to break in. Yeah, and then like they get separate, dude. It was very well written. The way 54 ended, I'll definitely be picking up the rest. When they do another collection, I'll definitely pick it up.
Well, sure. So imagine this: they did 54 ends, and they took 3 years off.
Yeah. Oh,
they just took 3 years off, and then they just came back in January, so they only have 5 issues out now.
Wow.
So in fact, you can wait for another collection, or they used to wrap up the trades in like 9-issue trade paperbacks.
I saw that they do have volumes. You're right. Yeah, so maybe when they put out a volume, I'll pick that up because it'll probably only be like $10-15. You're right. That's probably what I'll do because I don't know if I feel like
or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like waiting a long time for the whole compendium. Which
what
by
did you
the
think
way,
of it, man? What'd you think of it?
I thought it was great. It was very well written. It was different, but not in a bad way. You know what I mean? It was not what I'm used to reading at all. But it was, you know what I mean? It pulls you in. It's very interesting. There's characters that are like, that's what it is. It's so different than everything you've read, but not in a bad way. A lot of time you'll open something up and it's different like that. Because it's pretty out there. We can agree, right?
It's wild, dude.
Yeah,
it's
that,
way out there.
The characters and all that, they're like way out there. But they did it the right way. You know what I mean?
That it's a tribute to kind of the way this Obi-Wan season is going, like where we have the same like director and showrunner for everything. So like they're telling a very concise story. Saga is the same writer, the same artist, and the same penciler for all of it. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be its own thing, and it's gonna be like, okay, well, this person wrote on it for 5 years, which I love with my major titles. Like if I'm reading Batman or Daredevil or something, like I like when the writer changes up and we get a different vibe. But this is a little different in that
you kind of needed the same writer for that one. Though.
You have to,
like
right?
that story had to be all the same writer. Which, by the way, because that was Image, and you know what I mean. Like I loved Walking Dead because that was Image, Robert Kirkman, everything. I loved Saga, which was Image. So this
same guy wrote
mail. I just got Invincible, the compendium, the first one. This is like 1,000 pages. So
I'll start that.
Well, no, that's not true. I'm gonna read Thor, the Jason Aaron Thor that has Gore the God Butcher in it. I gotta get started on that because
it's the first 4 issues. It's the first 4 issues of the Jason Aaron run.
I haven't read anything with Gore the God Butcher, so now I have to read that before July, whatever, when the Thor movie comes out. That's something I must finish.
I think Liam, I think it's 8 issues. Like it's not a lot.
Yeah,
did you watch the first season?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's Thor 1 through 8. I have the first collection.
Did you watch Invincible, Liam? The
Invincible?
First season of Invincible?
Yeah.
I watched that too. My buddy has that. I think I don't know how many there are, but he has a bunch of those Invincible books, and he's like, "Yeah, look, it's crazy." And
there's 3. There's 3 that are really big. This is. I only have the first one because they weren't cheap, and I got outbid. So I'll usually look for these on eBay, and then I'll bid on it.
What's that place called?
Depending on what the shipping is, like I'll back off when it gets like I'll try to save $10 on one brand new from Amazon. But if I get past that, then that's when I back off.
It begins with the O. My mom she got randomly. She was like, "Help us move," and she got
Overstock.
No, it's Otis or something.
Ollie's.
Ollie's, yes, yeah.
No,
Ollie's
I have so many books, dude. I have so many
Ollie's
books from
good.
Ollie's.
Yeah,
Ollie's, you can find brand new trade paperbacks for like $5.
The
Dude.
Scott Snyder paper.
I've been to
trades.
Ollie's, actually.
Yeah. Wait, put that up, J-Dub. I probably have it.
It's
If it's from Ollie's, I probably have.
Bum, bum, ba, bum.
Is it New 52 Batman?
Yeah. She got me this one, the
Yeah,
0
I have
year,
that.
and the Court of
Nice.
the Owls. I think volume 5.
Court of
Nice.
Owls is one.
It's
I think,
in my
right?
backpack. I went to go.
Yeah.
No, but it's like the third one of the Court of the Owls. You know what I mean? Like the third.
Okay.
Nice.
I read them before I had the single issues, but she's like, come help us move shit. And when she did, I was like, I got you these. And Brad was like, good choice, good artist.
Yeah,
good
not
job.
bad.
I was like, I've read these, but I will take I don't have the actual trades. Like I have the single issues.
Mm-hmm. I don't really have many because you know what I mean? Like I'm reading them because I like it. I don't really have much collectibles. What I do is downstairs in a box, like still in the plastic and everything. Like I have some stuff that I've saved, but really it's more of like like pass the time hobby, you know what I mean?
I jumped back in, man, like a year and a half ago. I found a store. I have a pull list. Like I hit it every Wednesday, or every other Wednesday. They have my shit. They have it put away. They have Saga. They have Spider-Punk. Kirkman's writing a new X-Men that's only like 3 issues deep, which is like, I'm just gonna read it no matter what. Yeah. Kirkman's writing a new X-Men.
Yeah, I have to get back on X-Men, honestly. I think the last
there's like 75 new titles that just came out.
Yeah,
it's insane.
That X of Swords, that's as like recent as I've got with X-Men, which there's so much more has happened. That I think Hellfire Gala is the newest one, right?
Well,
Hellfire
yeah,
Gala
and then there was the Wolverine stuff. Like they did all these 5-issue one-shots.
There was like Marauders. There was like
a ton. There was a fucking ton.
Excalibur came back too. There was an Excalibur run that came. Yeah, dude, there's so much, and I'm not making money. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Same, dude.
It's tough to keep up with, dude. It really
That's
is.
why I pick like 4 or 5 books. I have them pull them for me. I go like every 2 weeks. It's like $26, and I'm like, all right, I can justify that. Like $50 a month. To get some new shit.
That's why you read Last Ronin?
I have not read the 5th.
Oh, the Last Ronin.
It's such a cool concept.
Have you guys read it?
But I want to know. Can you tell me? I don't care.
It's Mikey.
It's
Mikey. Yes. I had an argument with somebody that it was going to be Mike.
Me and Brad talked about it. So you have Leonardo, where you have the storyline of like the failure of being the leader. You have Donatello, who's the smartest. So like he feels like he could have prevented it with his intelligence. You have Ralph, who's already miserable. So now he's just
Mikey makes the most sense because they wouldn't believe in it being him.
And he's lighthearted, and now he has the burden of losing all of them.
Mikey does make the most sense. I like it.
It's an awesome concept. I haven't.
That fucking book has been such a pain in my dick. It has been delayed so many times.
Laughed at me when I asked I went to the comic book store like 2 weeks after the first issue came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, do you have it? And he literally looked at me and laughed. He's like, you couldn't have got one if you came here the day it came out. Like everyone had reserved it already.
But then every time,
my bad.
Every time it was like the 5th issue was supposed to be out in like August of 2021, and it came out May of 2022. Like every issue, it's only 5 issues, and every single one of them has been like delayed for months and months at a time. So like I would just for so many times, I was like, all right, Last Ronin today. They're like, oh, you didn't hear it? That pushed back 2 months. And they're like, son of a bitch. But it's only 5 issues. I have the 5th issue. I haven't read it yet. But I did read the first 4, and it's hard, man.
Yeah, I gotta get a hold of that. That's a very like good new original take on something we love from that long ago. You know what I mean?
But
it's a very great idea. Honestly,
by Eastman. By everyone who was involved in the comic book to start. So this is apparently an idea Eastman
and Laird or whatever it is, right?
Eastman and Laird, yeah.
Yeah.
And Eastman was like, I had this idea like 20 years ago. Like, you can't kill the Ninja Turtles. Yeah. They're making us a tremendous amount of money. So he just sat on it for a really long time. It's like, all right,
I have one. They put out this special issue where it's like just a Michelangelo. It's like on Christmas, and he finds this fucking cat like in the snow. It's pretty wild. Like it's not even really like there's like not even really any action in it. It's so weird, dude.
The Nickelodeon show that came out like 2015.
Yeah.
Fucking rules.
Yeah, I'll have to watch
fucking
it.
rules.
They made a movie of it too, right? I think I did watch
they
some
made
of that.
one or two, but like my boy was watching it and it's fucking cool, man. Like the mutagen's a big deal. And
I think I did see some.
They have like really good voice actors come on, like fucking Stephen Root and dudes like that to just play. But it was like surprisingly good from a guy who was like would be totally willing to be like, if this sucks, I'm gonna be mad. And I was like, oh no, it was kind of awesome actually. Fine for kids, but also like be like, we watch Ninja Turtles. I'll be like, fuck yeah, we can watch Ninja Turtles. I need to see what happens to Baxter Stockman. Like,
yeah,
that shit was getting that shit was getting weird last episode. I think he's going rogue. But yeah, Last Ronin, it's crazy too, man. The way the shit goes out, it's a full on war. Donatello and Splinter go to like Japan for a treat. Like it's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
That's a must for me. But I like it. It's almost like I don't know. I'm like too impatient. It's like the same way I watch TV too. Like a season will come out and I like won't even bother with it till the whole season's done, and they'll give it to me to watch all at once because I don't want to deal with like the waiting, the week to week, and like I'm too like.
So you dip into The Boys yet, or did you?
Oh yeah, so that'll
wait
week to week. I mean, I'm waiting week to week on like
I mean, they gave me three.
They
gave me three to start. Like The Boys, I'm like, thanks.
Everyone's complaining about Miss Marvel, but like
Is that out?
Today.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
But I knew when they put it out that like
who it's for.
Marvel is trying to like expand and like have different things for everyone. They're trying to bring in like even new fans still, you know? Like that's what they're doing. They're going after, you know, kids, like girls, whatever that age that like can relate to that.
They gotta build up a bunch of characters because I think they'll do a one last payoff for all the old heads with a real fucking big Secret Wars.
Yeah. And like
I think
you're right. I probably
and then like Feige will be like, all right, after this, you know, everybody's gay after this.
Everyone's gay. The Young Avengers are all gay.
Yeah, they are. They are like Hulkling and
Hulkling.
Who's the other one? Hulkling and his boyfriend are both on Young Avengers.
Yeah, who's Victor's boyfriend? I forget. But the Boys kicks it off with a human being walking into a dick hole. Which is a pretty strong way to.
And then he sneezed. And then he sneezed at that. Yeah, dude. The Boys is like refreshing because it's the exact opposite end of the spectrum.
Remember how Avengers Endgame, whatever the last one was, they did that all-girl scene and it was all supposed to be empowering. The all-girl scene in The Boys is fucking awesome. Like
it is.
They did it right.
Maeve and
Starlight
and
just slocks her, yo. It's so good.
I can never remember the
Stormfront.
The silent chick's name.
I don't know.
Kimiko. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't.
But like, you know what I mean? The Boys, it didn't feel cheesy. It felt cool actually, and
I like that it's like the way it is because I hate when something's like raunchy and it's like forced.
Just to be raunchy. Yeah.
Like when it seems like they're trying too hard just to do like dirty, crude jokes and stuff. I can't stand that kind of stuff.
Dude, they open,
and that's not what that is. The writing is good.
Yeah, they open their season with Termite walking into someone's dick, sneezing, and then getting captured in a bag of cocaine. Like we're 7 minutes into season 3. That's a lot of things.
But the good thing is though, like that, like you're watching like this sociopath like break down and everything. Like the writing and like the characters and the acting is there. Like it's not just the crude humor and everything.
He does such a good job as a psycho.
Yeah, the guy who plays Homelander is
so good,
far and away the best actor in that.
So I have a theory about like market correction actors, like guys who would have been huge, but somebody came out at the exact same time. The dude who plays Homelander is the exact same age as Bradley Cooper, and I imagine they probably auditioned for like 75% of the same roles, and he just lost every time to Bradley Cooper because you could see Bradley Cooper playing that part, but like he's
Cooper.
Lesser.
Yeah,
you're right.
He's a dick in Wedding Crashers. Like that, but he's angry, like, but also he's personable.
Like a lesser name of this. I forget his name. His name's Anthony something. The guy who plays Homelander, but it's like. Anthony Starr. I think you're right. But like, I think, and I have no intel to back this up, I would wager that guy finished runner-up to Bradley Cooper on like 13 projects. Like being the exact, they're the same age, they're the same height.
Gonna work with De Niro in Silver Linings.
Yeah,
he was
right.
In Banshee,
like,
which I never watched, but I heard is really good.
I heard it was awesome too. I never watched it either. No, I think the big thing about The Boys that's so good in the writing is that you know every character's motivation. Like you know what everyone's trying to do. They don't keep like secrets of like, oh, what's like the audience might know things that the characters don't know, but there's no secrets as to what like the characters want. Like we know what Homelander's deal is. We know what Butcher wants. We know what MM wants. We know what Frenchie wants. We know what Kimiko wants. We know what Starlight.
What's the main bull whose girlfriend exploded? Why can't I think of his name?
Huey.
Huey. Yeah. Huey's
Dennis,
motivation. Now you know.
You know his parents.
You know
his parents are.
Family.
Do you know who Huey's parents are in real life?
Simon Pegg.
Huey's,
who his parents are in real life?
The actor's parents.
I do not.
His name is Jack Quaid. His parents are Dennis Quaid and Meg
shit,
Ryan.
Damn, I think I did know that. That is wild. That so did you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah.
I caught up on that. It's good. It's fun. You know, I like it.
The most recent season was real good.
I'm trying to get my kid to watch Stranger Things with me, but she won't.
Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter, right?
Oh, really?
That's that chick. Yeah, that's her. And that's the rumor if they were gonna do a Kill Bill 3, like it'd be about her and Vivica Fox's daughter.
Dude, I can't see
how really? That's smart.
When Vivica's standing there, when they're standing there with those knives at each other, I can't tell you how many times I pause that scene just to look at Vivica's ass and be like, that is the most incredible backcourt I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, the cereal box, that part, you're right.
It's good.
When she shoots with the cereal box.
When you grow up, if you want revenge, come find me.
Come find me.
Come get it.
This gangster, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Ethan Hawke and Uma's.
All right.
All right.
Nice of Matt to show up.
Yeah, we're gonna do a special TV show rundown podcast one day.
Yeah, one of these days.
Good.
We should do
it on a day when Steve's not here. Otherwise, it won't fucking work.
Yeah, and people hating on the Obi-Wan show. I don't get it. They're
hating on the first 2 episodes because of those chases. They were horrendous.
They
chases
didn't look great.
They were.
They were about Leia.
They were really bad. I know where the hate's coming from. Like, let's be honest, they were really bad, but they paid us back. They gave us episode 3. Episode 3, as far as I was considered, episode 3, episode 4, all's forgiven. Okay.
If you would have told me my 14-year-old self that when I turned 40, I was going to get to watch Obi-Wan fight Darth Vader in a meaningful way, I would have been like, fucking sign me up. Sign me up.
And when they went to Mustafar, like the new episode was great. So it's
and
okay.
Also,
they had a stupid chase in 2 of the episodes. Okay.
Who's that in the group chat who ate mushrooms and went to a Coldplay concert?
Matt's brother, Tom.
It's Tom. Okay. All right. It's the only number I didn't have saved. All the scenery is awesome, and anything with Vader makes me very excited. Like, very excited.
Yep.
Love it so much. They need to make a show about Vader just wiping out planets.
And the fact that he was just tooling Obi-Wan with one hand. Like, Vader was still scary. He was scary in Rogue One when they brought him in. And
Rogue One, he's amazing.
It's incredible.
I loved it.
But they know the value of keeping Vader scary. Like, you have to keep Vader scary and like I don't know how we could possibly conquer.
Did my brother just say he ate a bunch of mushrooms at a Coldplay concert?
He sure did.
Correct.
Right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
He sure did.
Damn, that dude. I'll tell you, we should make an episode just reading our fucking group text because there's some weird shit going on in that thing. But either way, fellas, gotta shut down for tonight.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I do too. It's 10. That's
all right.
That's all she wrote for me.
Good shit tonight.
I'm gonna go yell at my TV for the next 115 minutes.
Yep, I'm gonna sleep and wake up at 3 a.m. So
same.
All right, guys.
All right.
Good shit,
Good luck, buddy.
See you tomorrow. Good shit.
Later, fellas.
See ya.